So if you're watching this, hopefully you're either live with us now or you're catching a VOD. I'm Rainbows, and I'm joined by Dungeon who is probably the best Frank player in the United States. I don't think anybody can... I can't think of anybody that could challenge you for that title. And we're gonna...
the boy. He's just generally an all-around better player.
Yeah, no, he's a really good player. I think your Frank's probably better. So, yeah.
I would like to start out by saying if anybody does not like my guide or how I present this character in any way, he has a video of his own that is up that's also pretty humorous.
Oh, cool.
You could give that a watch as well. It's just like an addendum.
Cool. Yeah, I will absolutely, hopefully, remember to link that and the magic down below this when it goes on YouTube. But we're going to spend probably between 1 and 2 hours just doing a quick rundown of everything that you need to know to get started playing Frank West in this game. And we're gonna start with Dungeon explaining basically who Frank is, what makes him unique, what's his playstyle, what's his game plan, and then we'll go from there. So take it away.
So Frank is kind of a win condition character, if you will. His tools and neutral dramatically change as he collects levels. He starts out with really stubby buttons that can barely convert straight hits into pretty much a dulcim with chainsaws attached. That just gets all the tools possible for knockdowns, conversions, OTGs, what have you. Cool.
So how does he activate the win condition?
So it all works off a leveling system that works very similarly to Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he takes pictures via the snapshot, and the number of hits you have on the combo counter add up to that level. So he needs 5, as we just saw there, for level 2, 3 for 20, 50 for 4, and 100 for 5, which actually is not that hard to come across in this game at all.
Okay. And do they add up between combos? So if I take 20 pictures at 5 combo, does that get me level 5?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So based on this, it sounds like you're essentially saying that his playstyle is you level up and then you win the game.
You level up and you have a better chance of winning the game.
Okay.
Because level 1 through 2, you have next to no chance. Level 3, you're kind of an okay character. Level 4, you might just win with him.
Cool. And then level 5. So we've talked about this a little bit before. What does he get from level 4 to 5?
4 to 5, he doesn't get anything except a damage bonus.
Okay.
Every time he levels up, he does get a stipend of health back. I want to say it's anywhere from 5 to 10%. For each level.
I mean, we can actually, you got your team. How much health do you want?
Go ahead and give me like 30%.
Okay. 30? Ooh. All right. This is like 30, right? They're both numbers. Hello, right. Mr. Raisins. I mean, we'll see, right? So, holy crap.
Yeah.
So Frank and Dante started off at the same amount of health, and then you went to level 4, and then you've got like, that looks like 70%, if I had to guess. Like, double check with Dante real fast. While we're talking, and just see, because that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a good bit, and it's just instantly off those pictures. He doesn't have to like slowly regain it back. It doesn't have to be only red health. It just immediately adds that chunk.
Can you level back down to get more health back?
No, it's not something you want to happen anyway. So even if he dies and comes back through Soulstorm, you're still at the level where you start off at.
Okay.
So if you die at 4, you come back at 4.
I mean, that's good. Yeah. Let's talk about playstyle again for a moment. Even though he gets really powerful when he's level 4 or level 5, he still like has things that he excels at versus other characters. What's his playstyle and game plan like?
He's a pest, really. That's the best way to put it.
Cool.
Because he's got this long range snapshot where you can use teleport characters to get in.
Mr. XC, it looked like going from level 0 to level 4, or 1 to level 4 gave him about 20% health back. We did a quick recovery, so my guess is that it's probably about 5% per level. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Mr. XC thinks that you were correct, Mr. Dungeon. You're describing him being a pest.
Yeah, you really have to pick your spots with him. You have to do a lot of super hops.
If you want to level up, by the way, like for the purposes of...
Oh, yeah, for the purpose of demonstration, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that.
So when I play against you, it feels like Frank doesn't necessarily have the best full screen game, but he can do the sort of thing that Thor does, where he sits at about, in round numbers, half screen to a little bit closer, and he just puts a bunch of garbage right above you, so it's really difficult for you to do things.
Right. So
yeah.
this is 7 frames. This is mostly what you want to be super hopping around and using. Because for whatever reason, people just don't want to block in the air, or they want to push buttons.
Yeah.
You generally catch them with this. Also, with that.
Right. So that's forward light punch to the ground for the super far forward moving. Yeah.
And so you can't convert that by itself. You have to go to 3LP, which has better frame advantage for whatever reason, and lets you scoot all the way forward. Or you can go for the super hard roundhouse, but you lose your sliding knockdown.
That makes sense. So just again on playstyle and game plan. Generally speaking, you figure out something that you can do to level up, and then you just sort of annoy the other person until they press buttons. You frame trap with tools like chainsaw, other things. Is there anything I'm missing?
No, that's pretty much it. You want to stay about mid-range. You want to pester them, force them to make mistakes. You generally always want to be out of the way of their superior buttons or buttons that can beat your tools.
I'm trying to demonstrate superior buttons. Ooh. Nice. No, his frame trap game actually seems really annoying. It could be that I'm not the best at push blocking, but I think the single thing that I've struggled the most against you is that if you ever push block that move, you just kind of die. If Frank is on point. Go ahead.
So if we were going to approach this from like a position of trying to beat this character, that move is massively negative. It's like
If you don't push block, it's massively negative. But if you're like doing stuff, and then you just slightly delay that, or the other person doesn't know it,
and actually, Ketsui in particular, I've made block that move solo without a tag available, and he has thrown me after the first hit.
Oh, nice. Just is it a guard cancel, or is it just throw? Oops.
There are gaps in between it, and that's
that
how.
Makes sense.
So like, use that move on me, immediately tag Dante and teleport, and I can hold one direction, and I will be.
You'll get hit.
Yeah, I'll get hit cross up.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so playstyle and game plan is best. Also, just really quick, because every other Frank that's not you does this exclusively. You do this like infinitely less. The Lego head move.
The what move?
The move where he puts on a Lego head and runs at you.
Oh, the surf bot.
Yeah. Is that important to his game
something
plan?
I really like to address today. That is not free neutral.
Okay.
If somebody blocks it, like it does give
if they tag,
it does give a crumple.
Yeah. But if somebody blocks it.
But if you block it, it's very negative.
How negative?
Like you should be able to punish it every time.
Okay. It looks like you might have to guard cancel.
No, it must be like it's about -15 or so.
Okay. Do it one more time. You are 100% correct. That is super negative. And then the air version, similar properties, I'm imagining. It's probably even more minus.
Right. It's actually worse with this because the active frames end after you block it.
Oh, that's cool. So as soon as I block it, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I've definitely had people block that mid-air and then immediately throw me.
Huh, that's cool. Yeah, so Mr. XE is making the same point that I made when we had part of this discussion about an hour ago. One of the big strengths of Frank, in my opinion, is that he's got, amazing.
He's got the mid-range buttons.
Well, no, the other one, the how do you do it?
There
we go.
Yeah. I was gonna say that for the last little chapter you got for like unusual interactions. So as long as the camera is somewhere within the bounds of the mid screen, and it's nowhere near one of the edges, you can hit with
this, or
you can hit with the pie. You can do a reflected projectile, or you can use HP snapshot.
Oh,
and you
cool.
teleport where they are.
Right.
with chopping cart.
Yeah, that's super cool. No, I was just bringing up the cart because with the context of his pesky specials being negative, one of the ways that he can sort of compound on him being a pest is when they're like, "I'm going to punish you," just shopping cart them.
Oh yeah. It's a great reversal.
Yeah.
If you want to play this character, please for the love of God turn on easy hyper combo, because in a game where you can only buffer.
Right, you can buffer one input during super freezes.
Yeah, one input.
Right.
Sorry, I can't talk today on the worst of days.
No, it's totally fine. I completely understand. Okay, is there anything else in terms of playstyle or game plan that you would want to bring up?
Not particularly. I will say, unlike some of the high tiers, he can't play this like an anime game. He cannot just in strings into a special move. All of his special moves can be interrupted just by errant jabbing or reversals. Nothing's really tight.
Yeah, you're making the point that if you're trying to special or apply pressure to me, I don't have to push block, I can just mash jab.
Right.
As I can counter hit. Yeah. But you basically need to be either accurate with your reads or you need to be accurate with your reads if you want to open people up.
Oh, definitely. You want to be accurate with your reads. You want to just annoy them. You want to play outside of their range and their buttons.
Yeah.
That's the best way to play this character, in my opinion.
Cool. So let me just really quickly mention the thing that you were talking about. So whenever there's a super flash, so for like tags, if I just decide to do this. If I decide to do this, all of these are super flashes, and while that's going on, you can hold a single input, and the game will essentially automatically repeat that when the super flash ends. So if I'm being dumb and I'm doing this in Mr. Dungeon's face,
immediately respond with that.
And he's just holding the buttons. There's no timing. There's no anything. And you can theoretically
usually that wins flat out. I guess.
Well, I was super close. Yeah, there's some goofiness going on. Yeah. So the fact that he has one of the only easy hypers in the game that has any amount of properties that make it beat things mean that having easy hyper on is a huge advantage for him compared to other characters.
Yeah, keep in mind, this will not beat everything. It is still considered a projectile, and Frank is behind that projectile. So there are some long...
Okay. I'm going to do this. No. You said projectile, so I want to see this. I'm going to clutter my own VOD with garbage.
Oh, no, yeah. Strange's counter definitely activates.
Oh, yeah. Mr. XC has confirmed, Mr. Bananas, that it does in fact work. Can I do it beforehand? Oh. So you can see my amazing...
Right. We jump and then you'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Strange will win every time with that.
Cool. So in terms of team, I imagine that one of the things that everybody else who isn't you talks about in terms of their Frank partners is they want a partner that does a lot of hits in the combo.
Yeah, you generally want somebody who can just take out the opponent out of the equation the entire time. Like, I think, honestly, this is the best team for it because Dante has Crazy Dance.
Right.
So I can do this, and you can't do anything about it. Whenever you tag back in, I am level 4 or 5.
Right.
And that's really what you want is something that can lock the opponent out of your level up setups. Mm-hmm. Like I would even say Dorm might be the second best.
Yeah, Dorm is pretty good.
He can do Rose Garden. He can do a variety of orb setups where you can't do anything but just hold it, and the whole time Frank can get levels.
We did not, Mr. Exy. We will get there eventually. I wanted to... So, Mr. Exy is bringing up the essentially what you did there. In order to level up, you can just take pictures, but there's 3 ways that you can sort of manipulate that, right? You've got the camera, you've got the tripod, and you've got the bottle. Do you want to talk about the tripod and the bottle real fast?
Absolutely. So the tripod works on a timer. There are a variety of ways to set it up, like... Actually, can we reset?
Sure. What do you want?
That'll work. So level 1.
Ooh.
I didn't get that last one.
Yeah. But
it
the idea
is definitely
that
a possibility into 4.
Cool. So solo with creative tripod, you can hit people out of bounces in such a way that you can get to 4.
Right. It's also great for setting up Oki. If we want to talk about like other specials with this, roundhouse is weirdly a Rekka into other specials, so you can knock down into tripod and then have that set you up for later.
Right, and you can also use that in a combo too, right? Because you've got time to convert off of the roundhouse special.
Absolutely, yeah. So like you can go forward and
cool
like that.
And then the bottle. My understanding is that the bottle doubles the hits in the combo.
It does. The bottle doubles the amount of hits in the combo. It also gives the shot timer 2 quick burst shots, and both of them have that property added to them as well. Both shots add up to twice the amount that the combo counter shows.
And then he does that thing that he just did where after some number of frames, he decides that he is drinking too much and he vomits.
Yes. It's very reminiscent of the actual Dead Rising games, where booze gives you a bunch of health, but it eventually makes you throw up.
Cool. Does that interfere? I mean, when I play you, it seems like you just tag him out right before that would be an issue. Does that ever get you punished? Is that a thing that you need to watch out for in terms of him hanging around on the screen? Or do you just go, he's going to puke and you just tag and it's not a big deal?
I absolutely lose track of time sometimes. And maybe Dante needs to get health back, and I just don't realize it, and I keep him in. But ideally, you want to come up with a setup that if you do use the bottle, you want to tag him out immediately after setting something up.
Mm-hmm. Can you cancel the throwing up into a super or into a stone or something?
No, you can't cancel it to anything. You were stuck in place the entire time.
Cool. So getting back to the outline real fast. What he wants from a partner is a partner who has long multi-hitting specials, a partner who does a lot of hits in their combo, and a partner who can protect him against counter tag while he takes pictures. Right.
Some of the other characters I would suggest would be like Winter Soldier or Gamora. I've even seen some people put up Captain Marvel tech videos where she can do one of her command throws, and he's still able to set up a tripod and do a combo before.
Yeah, during her light, about half the hit grabs in the game, when you're hit grabbing the other person, you can just whack him with the other character, which is interesting. In terms of neutral, does he have any specific wants for a partner? You mentioned that camera teleport is really good.
Oh yes, camera teleport.
So like,
like any teleport character can do this, for free.
Camera is not the best projectile in the game, but it does have a really big hitbox, and it has sort of an awkward amount of hit stun for a solo projectile, right?
Right. I want to mention, though, it has a mostly horizontal hitbox, so if you're above somebody's head, you're not going to hit anybody down there.
Cool. But he doesn't necessarily need a partner to lock people down or do other things specifically in neutral. Just sort of mobility would be nice, but otherwise it's just the combos. Is that what you're saying?
Combos, the stray hits. Let me go ahead and get 4.
Sure. Also, for the record, despite weirdness in our coast-to-coast connection, you're Gulf Coast, right? I'm in a non-Gulf Coast, so it's coast-to-coast.
Louisiana is pretty close to the Gulf Coast. We'll go with that.
Sure. Mr. Realtor has demonstrated that you can get Frank to 4 in one combo solo. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, and it probably requires a relatively specific starter hit. But if you really want to play him, if you really want to play him with anybody, as long as you're willing to lab the team, you should be able to get 4 off of one combo, especially if you spend bar. Is my opinion. Yeah. You agree?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I think just about anybody can level him up to 4, but there's something to be way better at it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to use Spencer with Frank and expect to get your level ups every single time.
Sure. What does he provide for his partner?
He's really great at support. He's great at setting up, just like a conventional knockdown Oki, like you see me do all the time.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah, that was... So, and especially because of the way Dante's teleport works, you can choose to steal corner or not steal corner there.
And you can also do, you can also do the Jetta thing where you can just let them roll past you and hang themselves, or stop short and make them guess left or right. It's
Yeah.
really good for that.
And then he's also got, so a lot of his specials are really long. You already mentioned that you can do like that, because it's just sort of a long special that lingers on the screen. When he's leveled up, you can apply sort of the same idea with Chainsaw, that you can sort of jump, put a chainsaw with Frank, and then you can start flying with Ultron, or do whatever it is Dante does.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that miss, but...
Yeah.
Oh, you got one of those weird hitboxes that Dante can't hit with? Okay.
Well, it's, yeah. I'm not going to talk about strange hitboxes. So basically, he's one of the better supports in the game, especially after he's leveled up.
Oh, yeah, definitely after he's leveled up, because, I mean, then you get things like that.
Yeah.
People are trying to push block you away, and you can choose to teleport or instant air dash. Or
Right.
On some occasions, I've pulled people right back into it, and they get hit for trying to up back.
Yeah. You can do the thing that Winster does with Dante, where you just do a million stabs and then just jump and space stone a lot and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, that too. Something else Frank has is the roll, which is really annoying if you want to, say, set up something like that, or million stabs, like
Right.
you were just saying.
I should block, or I should try to block. Can we talk about the properties in the roll real fast, just because it came up? I imagine it has some frames where it is either invincible or awkward to hit. Where are they?
It is invulnerable, I want to say, like frames 1 through 15, and then after that is completely,
Punishable?
completely punishable. It is not as good as Monster Hunters.
Am I amazing strange?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's been plenty of times where I tried to be cheeky with this and push block out, and like Ultron will go from crouching to LK and it immediately sweep me from behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a good option, but it's not the best.
And what level does he get roll at?
He gets roll at 2, and common misconception is that it gets better as he levels up, and no, it's just standard out of the box roll, and it stays that way all the way through 5.
Cool. And just really quick, roll. The fact that roll crosses up means he can do the same sort of like Captain America cartwheel shenanigans with a partner if you want to. So that's
Right.
It's not the best mix, but he does have some left right during your partner doing annoying stuff.
Yeah, so go ahead and block for me.
Sure.
So like we can do something like that, and you get a hard to blockable.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the overhead.
I mean, you could have a super with a bunch of gaps in it, like Winter Soldier, and you can just go ham and roll for left rights all day.
Yeah, Bananas, it's very similar to Caps. He only rolls forward, but it's like, so if you're not timing meaties amazingly, and you said it was invincible in like frame 1?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's frame 1 invincible, so doing meaties on Frank is the most annoying thing ever, because you have to worry about...
you have to worry about roll, and
yeah.
you have to worry about card.
Yeah. And then, of
And
course, if you're like, I'm going to block roll and cart, he can just wake up level 3 and just be like, what are you doing? I'm level 5. Cool. Anything else that you want to touch on in partners?
Just like general synergy-wise,
Sure.
or...
Yeah, anything specific?
You definitely want somebody who convert off of high hits, like things that are just way above super jump height.
Oh,
or like
yeah. So
places
it's
like that where Frank can't convert himself.
that makes sense. Yeah, we were actually talking about this a little bit before I cut the VOD. The chainsaws does bad things to combo scaling. So once you start using them in combos, it makes it more difficult to do things. So having a partner that not only has a teleport, but also has like some sort of basic loop that continues to work at awkward combo scaling would probably be really good. Yeah.
That always knocks down, something that always ignores OTG, things like that.
Yeah.
There's just been times where I've hit a flight character all the way up here, and I haven't been able to do anything else besides just,
a flight character, right?
right. A man without legs.
Yeah. Cool. So what about stones? I know you play space.
I do play space, and I honestly think this might be the third or second best for him.
Okay. What do you think best is soul?
I do believe best is soul,
Okay.
especially if you want to just pick up this character with whoever you want to play with them, and you have a strategy. Things aren't always going to go your way. Soul is your best backup plan. Whether Frank dies or your partner dies, you get a second lease on life.
Yeah. Mr. Bananas, Mr. Dungeon is a firm believer that Power Stone is the best stone for Marvel players who can't combo or confirm good. I'll let you judge.
That is quite true.
I'm just quoting you.
Yeah. And I was about to say number 2 would be Power Stone.
Okay. Real fast though, are there any specific interactions with other stones that you think are interesting to Frank, or do you think it's just sort of a general, these are the good stones?
Those are the good stones. I actually believe he has unique interactions with all the stones. So you can do something, really unique or cool with all of them.
Cool.
Mind Stone, as horrible as it is, he can get zombie loot combos off them.
Right, yeah. So one of the things that I'm trying to convince people of that nobody believes me about is that the fact that Mind Stone leaves the other person standing means you should get some disgusting Oki every time you land it. If that makes sense?
Yes.
So I imagine that with his setup game and the way his special kit works and the fact that he's a really good support character, he probably takes a moderate amount of advantage of that.
Yeah, in fact, I have somewhat of a similar setup where I freeze somebody with ice.
Yeah.
With Dante. Let me go ahead and actually do it.
Sure. I mean, I can also just give you Mind Stone.
Well, for sake of argument, we'll do that.
Yeah. So the idea is that you get like a cross-up overhead or cross-up none. XC is asking if he has any unique Power Stone combos.
Unique Power Stone combos. Not really.
Bananas was also pointing out that let me make you the saddest camper. Bananas was pointing out that in this situation, having Purple Rock makes it very easy to convert.
Yeah, definitely.
I say that.
A strange thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't imagine he has basketball loops.
Yeah, his baseball bat is very unreliable at certain heights, and Purple Rock can really mitigate that.
Yeah.
And then we get this.
The other thing is that Purple Rock. So Frank has a relatively complete knockdown kit, which we'll get to eventually. But Purple Rock is good. That's what I'm going to say.
Rock's good. It's very good because you get an assured OTG if you have not used it already.
So just really fast, what's the unique interaction with reality?
With reality, it's essentially the same thing as Mind Stone in a way.
Cool. Just basically that once you start doing restand stuff, you can tack on things like Dragonfire in addition to his garbage on standing characters, and the fact that he can set up long-lasting projectile solo enables him to do sort of left-rights.
Yes, he can also, if he is level 1 or level 2, you can freeze somebody, throw out a zombie, and then cancel out the storm, and then you can go for the zombie loot combo straight into 4.
Oh, cool. That sounds super cool. All right. Anything else on stones that you think is interesting?
Pun and Dun plays with Time Stone, and I think that's a pretty good stone for him too.
Okay.
Not just with the stone, with the storm, but like with the surge itself, because his movement is so awful.
Right.
That it can get you out of some bad situations.
Yeah.
Because if you are just like level 1 or 2, Dormammu or Strange, you might just sit back all day and put down Flame Carpet or Eye and make you run into it. It's not a good time.
Well, it's the same thing that Jaco does with Ghost Rider. You can put a really big air button in the air, and then you can say, this is whiffing, and then you time surge as a combination of both like I'm harder to punish, and also I'm going to turn this whiff into some sort of pressure.
Right.
It's not necessarily an airtight game plan. There's definitely gaps. If the other person is waiting and doing nothing, you can get blown the heck up. I say, while being completely unable to hit one of the better buttons in the game. But yeah, that's a neat idea. Okay, let's talk about his neutral plan. You mentioned that his preferred range, or at least I sort of posited that his preferred range is between 3/4 and 1/4 screen, especially when he's leveled up. Just putting garbage out. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So
you generally want to be right around this range, or if somebody feels like they can keep jumping around, you want to. Sometimes you might want to go in their face, but you want to stick generally right around here and just annoy them until they try to push a button.
Right, and then you just convert.
And then you convert.
Cool. In terms of full screen options, he's got camera. You can potentially set up tripod. And I guess you could theoretically, if you really wanted to, you could roll through garbage to get closer. Like if I'm doing this, I imagine you can just roll. Yeah.
Right. You really have bottle for most of that.
Right. You can also throw out pie. What is the input for bottle? That's a me question.
What's that?
What's the input for bottle?
Oh, it's forward HP.
I thought, oh, you're leveled up. That makes sense. Amazing.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
same
it
thing.
gets better. It gets better. You go from orange juice, which is a little bit faster than the pie, and then you got the bottle, which is like 5
Cool.
to 6 frames.
And then you also do this a decent amount, especially when you have tag to back it up. Which
Yeah.
yeah.
Do that because
I'm nodding. You can't see me nod, but it causes it covers a decent amount of the screen, and it causes an awkward amount of hit stun. So it means that you often get a mix, and also it's just kind of slow. So you have time to tag and teleport and do stuff. Any other
Right,
full screen
or-
options? Or sorry, you were talking about camera.
no, I think you pretty much covered everything on there.
Cool.
The thing is, you've played me so much that you know a lot of this already.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think that I was paying attention based on the score, but yes, I have played you.
Just because you can notice something doesn't necessarily mean you can beat it,
Yeah,
right?
fighting games are hard. And then mid-screen options, he's got really good normals. He's got forward light punch.
Four
his-
light punch,
that's
three light punch.
3 is down forward for Marvel players.
Right. All the players.
And then in the air, like all of his buttons seem like they're really good, especially when he's leveled. Maybe not like, I mean, this is not the best from far range, but like jump fierce is good, especially when you're leveled, I think.
Yeah, jump fierce. If somebody thinks they're really going to be cheeky below you, this is quarter circle forward HP.
Yeah.
It has a ridiculous hitbox. I've hit behind me with it so many times in Space Storm.
What up, Mr. Rebo? Cool. Any other interesting mid-screen options? So this is quarter circle forward light punch is the chainsaw. You can do that in the
Right.
air or in the ground.
You generally want to keep it somewhat close to the ground because any flight character or character with like good movement is going to dash under you and immediately punch you from behind.
Yeah, or from below.
Yeah, or from below.
Do you ever throw out zombies mid-range?
Not really. This is one of the easiest projectiles to reflect.
Yeah, you can target any chainsaw. I don't know if it's useful, but you can. Sorry, I'm reading chat. Mr. Rebo is asking if you can tiger knee. I can't tiger knee for the life of me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Oops.
It's
Cool.
very difficult for Frank for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's just the game. Like you actually jumped and then you rolled back onto the ground. That was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, there
But
we go.
it's a thing that you physically can't do. So zombies aren't the best mid-screen. You mentioned them being super easy to reflect. Let me just throw in. You're better at reflecting.
Oh, these no, those.
Oh,
those are
it's
reflectable.
this one. This one.
These are reflectable.
Ah, right. And
Okay,
then
or HK. Never ever in a string in that.
Yeah.
You will get a zombie reflected in your face. You will get stuck into a full combo, and you'll have a bad time.
Ooh, cool. And then when you're up close, does he have any special options? Obviously, so we mentioned it briefly, but this exists. Yeah. So when you have tag, XC is pointing out that that's yep. I'm not Dante. Amazing. No mix-up.
Whenever you have tag, that can be good.
Right.
But you could very well wind up in the same situation.
Yeah. So up close, I was mentioning that all of his up close options are magnified by the idea that you have a relatively invincible super. Like it's not fully invincible, right?
You would think that, but Marvel players are going to be Marvel players,
Yeah.
and they want to mash on you.
Yeah.
So just about anything you can really cancel out of, like that Ultron could just be hitting LP all day and hit you out of it.
Yeah.
I generally like to make just do a safe block string like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then if they're going to push their luck after push blocking me away, go for this,
Mm-hmm.
because it hits farther away than people think, and they usually get a button stuck in it.
Right. So just to reiterate the idea that you said, basically because Frank's preferred range is like here, maybe a little bit closer, but like 3/4 screen, you really do
Yeah.
not mind getting push blocked.
No,
If
I
the
wouldn't be.
person,
In fact,
go ahead.
there are several characters where if they want to just up back all day and try to block me, I will go for the throw break,
Mm-hmm.
just so immediately after throw break I can go for this move.
Right, because it's just so annoying.
It's so annoying, and they generally will try to push a button afterwards.
And then they, I gotta check trace those. I'm the best.
Probably.
We can skip the throw. The point is that like when you're at that range and you're just sort of doing jump chainsaw or jump good buttons, Frank is at a range where he is challenging the other person, and it is very difficult for the other person to challenge him.
Right. And like if you're going to be jumping at people like this, you generally don't want to just do like chainsaw. You want to go into the HP, because if you hit that HP while you're on your way to the ground, you can super jump back up there and continue the combo. It has that
makes sense.
Done.
That makes sense.
It also acts as a counterattack deterrent, because if they see that they got hit and they just
you're just doing that on the way down,
I can just hold LP on the way down.
Right.
And they're still in the same position they started off in.
Cool. Okay. Specific up close options. Is there anything else that we should go over that we have not talked about? Oh no. How the heck? Hang on. I'm gonna actually command list. How do you do his level 3?
His level 3 is quarter circle back and 2 kicks.
Yeah.
It has terrible range. It is slow. If somebody is mashing storm, they will get storm before the grab hits.
Yep. But it does 50% health. It can't be blocked, and it puts you at level 5.
Right.
It's not exactly. It does however much damage it does. Let me.
That is another reason why. Oh no, I don't have Space Storm on. But that is another reason why I like Space Storm.
Yeah.
If somebody commits way too hard, and I am free to do what I want, I will Space Storm, jump behind them, and then go for it.
Right. And then again, you're level 5, so in the terrible event that you don't get your game plan off with the character and you're left with solo Frank, you can pull a Jacomania, dab on them, and then get your chainsaws.
Yeah, get a majority of my health back too. In the meantime,
Mr. XE is implying that there is some interesting interaction with being at level 5 when you do Frank's level 3.
It does a shit ton of damage. That is the interesting interaction.
Nice. So it did 4540 previously, and it does 5400, 5443. Ooh, final hit.
Yeah, it does one little final hit at the end.
Cool. And then really quick, just because we're talking about command grabs, he's got you hit this on me all the time. He's got the command grab super in the air.
Yes. So. Yeah, of course, because it's Strange.
Doctor Strange.
It has to touch the hurt box, but it is invuln all the way up to the peak of that jump. Most people don't know that is a ground bounce there at the end.
Oh, cool. So can you convert?
You can convert if you preemptively hit a tag and hit a button.
Okay.
Before
Can
it happens.
you cancel tripod into the level 3 and then convert, or the air grab?
No.
Okay, so you can't. I mean, I don't even know, but
you can even set up like a zombie ahead of time, and it will hit them afterwards, but you will not recover in time to start a combo. In fact, you might even leave yourself negative.
And then just to satisfy my curiosity, if you're in Power Storm, it gives you the mega ground bounce and you can convert.
It gives you a slightly higher ground bounce.
Okay.
Like, you can sometimes you can tag and pick it up with the tag.
Okay.
It happens much more consistently in Power Storm. That's really the big buff
cool.
for it.
And then, I mean, we're getting a little bit off script in terms of order, but where are the situations where you hit it? Like, I noticed that you do it, I think the thing that you do it to me most is when somebody just does that, because they're just recovering from the activation in the air.
Right. If they are close enough,
yeah.
I go for it every single time because it's a free punish.
Cool. Are there any other situations where it's just guaranteed or a really smart idea?
That's really about it. I have a setup where I can do something like...
Yeah, Mr. Robos, this is going to be uploaded to my secret YouTube, which I'll link to you if you want.
Wow, I am not getting my down button.
Yeah. Again, for whatever reason, when I'm streaming, my connection gets a little bit wonky.
Do this, but people can do with lots of things to get out of that.
Right, yeah. I imagine most air options are probably good, just not holding up back or down back or up forward.
Right. And it's really good if somebody's not expecting it or
right.
they don't really have a call out for it.
Right, so that's That looks like that'll probably kill if you catch most characters with it. I imagine you know the actual damage numbers.
Yeah, it's great for turning things around if things aren't going my way and I have to just bust out the Space Storm defensively. But it is never really assured besides the Storm activation.
Right. So in terms of your neutral plan, just the fundamental thing that you're doing is you're pestering the other person with overbearing buttons when you're not level 1, or you're level 1, you're sort of crying and you're trying really hard to play the fighting game with a mild disadvantage.
Exactly. Whenever you were not level 4, you were just desperately trying to play neutral against people who were trying to skip neutral.
Yeah, people who have Marvel buttons.
Right. So if you can, if your other character has a better opening gambit, put them up front, get your levels.
That's actually a thing that I should have mentioned. What's in terms of round start? You just never play Frank round start, or you?
I always play Frank round start.
You do because of cart.
Dante. I have cart. I can up back.
Right.
To teleport.
Right.
That usually gets people.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I can read a habit and just
can
catch
you beat
people
like
with the level 1.
Can you beat like Chun's jab or Nova's jab at round start?
No.
Okay.
So he has a 6-frame jab.
So basically, if somebody's up in your face and you think they're going to press a button, you either up back the button, you block the button, or you shopping cart.
Yes.
Cool. But
you have to play very defensively, depending upon the opponent round start. Like, because you'll have Jetta, Chun-Li, all these other characters who have a real jab, and they will run up in your face
and because you start level 1, God, if you started level 2 and you could just round start roll, oh my gosh, top tier, like actual top tier. Anything else that you want to talk about in terms of neutral?
Not much really.
Okay.
Just play your angles and be as annoying as possible with these. These are not mids. They can be blocked anyway. But
it doesn't matter because they're Marvel players. They're not going to block.
That's what I'm betting on most of the time. But you do have rare exceptions who do.
Yeah.
If somebody commits to something that just does not put a hitbox in front of you and you're at 4, mid-range you can do. That didn't hit, but
that's forward heavy punch and the DP kick.
Right, and keep yourself out of harm's way with no hurt box involved.
Right. As you mentioned, the DP kick can be wrecked into other specials. Do you ever use that? Well, I mean, we're getting to pressure. Show me what a super basic just pressure sequence would look like.
Just super basic.
Sure.
So we talked earlier about how people love the tackle. So we can do something like that.
What about solo? If you just want to test a guy and make him block for a little bit, what do you do?
Okay, so solo, he doesn't have great buttons he can commit to on the ground.
Okay.
I mean, we obviously have this, but after that, you should just stop. Just don't press anything else. Everything else is negative or going to leave you at advantage or at a place where you're going to get hit. You have to essentially play this like this is King of Fighters. You have to just super hop all day and just pester them.
Got it. So essentially what you're saying is that almost all of your solo pressure is going to involve the jump button. Yes,
the jump button, just general fundamentals, knowing when to press what. I get people a lot with the air back throw because they think they're safe and I can't touch them. Oh, right. You're saying that they just start out back and then you Right. Yep.
And then he can convert off that, I imagine.
Yes, he can convert off that. He can actually convert off his.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you can just do whatever you want. And then we were talking about sequences off of tag, basically because he's got so many long specials. You can just do what you can tag off of any of the long specials and then do high, low, left, right, whatever with your partner, whatever your partner has. Are there any specific things beyond just chainsaw tag that we haven't talked about that you'd like to go over?
There's chainsaw tag. There is the DP chainsaw, which has somewhat of a delay to it. So if somebody's like used to the startup of this, you can hit them with that. It's got a longer startup. Right.
That's cool. That's super cool. And then that'll also catch somebody trying to push block, depending on when they're push blocking.
You can also his other roundhouse is a low. It's slower, but if you cover it with a tag, right, you create a harder blockable.
Cool. Yeah.
Just imagine I'm doing.
Yeah. I get you. I get you. Cool. So anybody with that. And then we mentioned even though the zombie is reflectable, if you have a partner with a teleport or something that puts them in the air, you don't really care about them reflecting the zombie if you're jumping.
Right.
And then you can do all sorts of... Go ahead.
Generally like to do that after a roundhouse knockdown, something like this.
Right. And then depending on how they attack, there's just a zombie on the screen.
Yeah. Dante shouldn't have hit there, but that is the general idea.
Yeah. Again, I apologize. You're Louisiana. I'm California. Okay. Solo mix options. You're going to tell me that his mix is how many times am I going to do chainsaw and will they hit?
Right. We didn't. Can't believe we didn't come to this. He does have an overhead with Fool's HP, which is also good for
hard to blockables. Yeah. I imagine you can up back that most of the time.
You what now?
I imagine that you can probably up back that for most setups. I mean, that auto blocked, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't up back that.
Okay.
Dante was facing the wrong way?
Yeah, Dante was facing the wrong way. Let's try that again.
Sure. That copy. You're right. Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's a super tight setup. I mean, yeah.
That gives, a huge bounce off of it.
Right. It's probably really good for converting off of things in a lot of situations. Does he have a normal overhead or is it only the special? Or that's a normal, isn't it? Nope.
He has that, and he also has the knee.
Right. You can.
Which has a minimum height requirement that you can cheat by doing a super jump and then immediately inputting it. And then you can actually cancel all the recovering on that by inputting quarter circle forward HP.
Oh, right, because you're Kara canceling it or whatever into a
into a move that has no recovery frames on landing.
Cool. That's actually really cool.
I do that a lot for. You can do that a lot for super tags. He can be a pretty good super tag mix-up character. It just takes a fair bit of, I want to say, execution and
right because you have to do
honestly, because it gets quite finicky whenever things get mighty.
Cool.
Or you get that sometimes. Yeah.
And then theoretically, you can do solo mix with a roll if you set up a lingering projectile, especially off of knockdown. You can do some stuff with that.
Yeah, you can do stuff like. Let's see.
Right.
Granted, I don't think somebody's going to roll forward on that, but you are plus as hell after this.
Cool.
At least plus 10. But honestly, most of his mix just requires super hops and autocorrects.
And then
he's not a very mix-heavy character.
That makes sense. If you catch somebody with tag crash and they block tag crash, you're just going to jump and do chainsaws?
If I catch somebody with tag crash?
Yeah. If you're doing some malarkey and you feel compelled to tag Frank and they block tag crash, you're just going to jump and press air buttons?
Sometimes it depends on what I've left out.
Okay. Right, because Dante has a bunch of lingering stuff. You can do a little bit of mix.
Yeah, I could do, like, somebody wants to do that, I'll usually roll behind them, give them a couple mixes. Sometimes I go for the Winster thing where he does a forward surge.
Right. With his partner. Cool. So any other pressure mix things that you think we should talk about?
Nothing I can really think of for the moment.
Okay. So the way I initially wanted to cover combos, and we can certainly change this, but the way I think of combos is I like to understand the tools that a character has in terms of their like ground bounces, their sliding knockdowns, their wall bounces, and then I talk about how I would use those tools to convert and how I would use those tools in an ender, and then I give something that works in between, if that makes sense. Does that grok with your understanding of combos?
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. Somebody's knocking on my door.
Okay, sure. Well, let me pick your team. Well, you deal with that.
Okay.
Oh no, I went all the way back. Yeah, Mr. Rebo, I agree that they should give Frank a gun. Also, what up? We haven't talked in like a while. All the MVCI people are like, whoa, Rainbow's his friends. Mr. Dungeon is going to have Ryu Iron Man reality. It's going to be the best. Thank you, Mr. Bananas. I don't know what I'm good jobbing, but... Are you good jobbing the Ryu Iron Man reality? Oh, I'm not going to edit this out. People are going to be able to skip ahead, like, 3 minutes or whatever until they see us back in training mode without Ryu and Iron Man. Thank you, Dr. Reto. I'm glad that you're really proud of me.
Sorry about that.
It's totally fine. Ryu Iron Man reality? Oh, no, you have your team saved. That's cheating. Dude, I made the mistake of playing Colin like 3 months ago, and he AFK'd during character select, had Ryu Iron Man reality, and just like completely perfected me twice. It was the worst. But he also plays every character in the game, like almost legitimately, so it makes sense.
Yeah, almost legitimately.
Cool. So let's talk about his I agree with that assessment. Let's talk about his knockdowns real fast. I know that he's got a really robust kit of wall bounces, ground bounces, and sliding knockdowns, but I also know that a lot of them are finicky. Do you want to talk about them?
Yes. If we're going to go level by level on this, if you don't mind.
Sure. Whatever you think is best. You were the Frank expert.
Okay. So, just universally, he always has the knee, no matter what level. That's fantastic for happy birthdays because it carries both characters down instead of JK, where it will drop the assist.
Right. Well, you know the way that works, right? Here, I'll slide this in. So if the first air button that you hit is that on any character, they get that weird bounce. And of course, obviously, you can convert and then do whatever because you get that sort of slow thing. Whenever you hit an assist, always, 100% of the time, no matter how many hits you've done in the combo, you get that bounce off a jump roundhouse. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So if I want to avoid that bounce on any other character, I just press an air button as an air-to-air before I press the jump roundhouse, and then they just get a ground bounce like normal. But the assist will always get that bounce no matter what. Yeah, sorry. You probably understood that. I just felt like including that.
Somebody might find that helpful.
Yeah.
All right.
So you were saying that the knee drop, because it's not a normal jump roundhouse, ignores that property and it works for happy birthdays.
Exactly. And you can actually set that up in something I'm going to cover later.
Sure.
It's about it. Well, I guess I'll segue from there that just about every Frank combo is happy birthday compatible.
Oh, that's dope. You don't have to do anything different?
No, you really don't have to do anything different so long as you just follow the normal guidelines. From knockdowns all the way to the last zombie tosses, they stay in there.
Cool. That's actually super dope. Okay, so in terms of ground bounce, he's got the knee drop. He also has at least 2 specials at ground bounce, right?
Yes. He has the axe. This is about 3 frames faster at level 1 and 2.
Huh.
A little bit harder to see as well.
It gets slower as you level up?
Yes, but you also get a higher bounce off of it. I don't think you can even... Yeah, you can barely convert off it.
Huh. That's dope. Is there... and you wanted to go level by level. Knee drop doesn't change as you level?
No, it does not change besides doing more damage.
And then the axe just gets faster?
The axe gets faster.
Or unfaster, the other one.
It gets slower, yes. It gets slower, does more damage, and also...
bounces higher.
Yeah, you get a higher bounce off it.
Cool. What about... Oh, you first.
Sorry. Yeah, next up is the baseball bat, which is DPLP.
Okay.
It kind of has the power surge properties for it, where if you hit the wall low enough, you get an OTG off it. It is very necessary for level 1 to level 2 combos.
Okay.
However, if you are too high with it or you're not doing it early enough in the combo, it will drop every single time. So
it acts like power surge, and then it's a wall bounce, and then an OTG OK state. But as hit stun increases and you do longer combos, it doesn't have the same amount of hit stun that Power Stone has, so you can't do it super lightning combo.
Right. It is relatively slow too, so it might just drop utterly at that point. You might not be able to hit them.
Yeah. I definitely noticed that when I was messing around with Frank, I found it very difficult to continue combos with him past 5k.
Yep, something about, I don't know, the way his Just level up and his damage works.
So something about not
sure.
being Dante. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. He can do that on the ground, right?
Yeah, he can do it on the ground, but you're not going to get anything.
Unless you're right next to the corner.
Yeah.
I imagine if you
Right
get
there.
the opponent to be at like whatever. I'm not gonna give dumb combo theories. Does he have anything that causes OTG immediately? He just skips the bounce.
He skips the bounce.
Yeah.
Just immediately.
Like
Ungrounded.
like that.
No.
Okay. Oops.
He the only thing he really does have for that is sweep.
Right.
Opponent,
And
it.
that's just super universal. But you can convert because you can empty cancel into the tripod. Cool. That's a super useful conversion. And then
Or the classic.
oh, dope. The roundhouse kick that you keep talking about, that causes sliding.
Yes, that causes sliding knockdown, or somebody want to call it like face up knockdown.
Sure. It's the one where it converts to OTG when their feet touch the ground, but until their feet touch the ground, it's not OTG.
Right, so it gives them 2 pickups.
Right, and it's also the one where sliding knockdowns are unique in that it doesn't matter if they touch the ground, it still consumes the sliding knockdown. Whereas every other thing, if you interrupt them before they hit the wall or the ground, you usually preserve it.
And something somewhat interesting about that, it still preserves like a soft knockdown, even after they touch the ground once. So you get combos like that, where you can just keep doing it over and over, at least up to like 3 reps.
That's interesting. Of course, that's some amount of connection being somewhat uncooperative. So how do roundhouse and the wall bounce change as you level?
Level 2, nothing changes with any of the other normals.
Okay.
But you do get the roundhouses, as we discussed there. Sliding knockdown for LK.
Okay.
And then every roundhouse you can Rekka into a special move, so you could do that into snapshot.
Does heavy kick roundhouse cause any knockdown?
It is an OTG. It uses up your OTG.
So it's just straight OTG?
Yeah, just straight up OTG.
That was what we were looking for. Cool. So he does have multiple ways to just straight OTG.
Yes.
Cool.
Granted, you do not want to ever use that at the beginning of a combo, because the Surf Bot dive tackle uses that.
Oh, and you in combos with that?
Yes. Well, you don't end combos with the. Try to get them as close to the corner with it mid screen.
That makes sense. That's the thing that you do to just basically corner to corner. Here.
Right.
Yeah. What changes at level 3?
The level 3, axe gets a little bit slower, a little bit more noticeable. Much easier to convert off it. We get the broom, which is actually an overhead.
That's cool.
We get tools LP, which is actually -4.
I mean, it doesn't get range though. Like.
Yeah, it has great range. Even like better characters like Dormammu, I can like
Bully.
catch with that over and over again.
Yeah. That's cool.
What else? Okay, so let me hit you, damn it.
Oh, sorry, I was holding them back. I'm the opposite of a Marvel player.
All right. So the wall bounce loses its OTG property. Like it can no longer hit the floor.
That's terrible.
Before they hit.
So it becomes Thanos Palm instead of Power Stone.
Yep. But at level 3, it is so easy to combo yourself to level 4. There really isn't much need for it.
Okay.
So you can get an errant hit with that.
And then just do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You can literally just do
that. Okay. Cool. I'm sorry. Yeah, it definitely.
one more hit, you'll get it.
Cool. And then are there any other changes at level 3, or you want to go straight to 4?
The other thing you do get at level 3 is the anti-air super that we talked about.
Right.
That's about it.
And then you wouldn't obviously use that in a combo unless you're being cheeky, but you can use it.
No.
Because every Marvel player that I know is holding up forward and mashing Power Stone during combos.
And sometimes it works, other times people catch on to your nonsense. You just have to figure out when you're going to gimmick them.
Yeah. Cool.
But that's just general, fighting game jargon.
And then at level 4, you mentioned that the wall bounce loses OTG at level 3. Does it get it back?
It does get it back, weirdly enough.
Cool. That is...
So this has even slower startup than everything else. You do have to do it at the beginning of combo or have an assist.
Interesting.
Like, cover that gap. Otherwise it will drop. But it does give you an OTG. It normally puts them into back turn status because they will go behind you. I used to hate this whenever I started playing the game, but now I know that there's a way to abuse it.
Yes. If you're not familiar and you're watching the VOD, when your opponent is back turned, you can take the corner from them much more easily than you normally can. Normally, if I'm just holding back in the corner, it's really difficult for him to cross me up. But if he gets me back turned somehow, then he can just casually jump over me while putting garbage on the screen. And that enables really, really ambiguous 50-50s.
So there is another property that is added to this. It's if you only hit like the last...
the last hit?
I can get it.
Yeah. I was in there, I'm sorry.
No.
What does it do?
So if you only hit with the tip of the chainsaw, they just fall. It doesn't consume the wall bounce. Gets a fair bit of damage.
Let me just try to get a little farther from you. I mean, that sounds like a spacing
also,
thing.
this game's super finicky with DP motions.
Right, Capcom Weeps. Okay, let's
skip ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, no, I can also do half spacing. I mean, I was implying that you would just do it raw, but whatever.
I have a video on my Twitter if anybody's really that interested in it.
Cool.
So. We didn't talk about the Surfbot tackles, the previous levels. All I'm going to say is that they are basically unusable.
Okay, so until you get to 4, don't use them?
Don't use them, they're garbage.
Cool. And then at 5, nothing changes in terms of properties. He just gains more damage, which is awkward and means you have to do weird combos, right?
Right.
So
this gets even bigger. I think it's about as fast as level 3.
Okay.
You get a huge bounce off it. The hitbox, as I stated earlier, is ridiculous.
Dope.
Let's see. Tools LP gets way more hit stun added to it. To the point where if you get like an awkward hit in the air, you can kind of like normalize the combo with 2 of these.
Right, but that also, again, makes it a little bit weird to convert after, so you have to do a relatively short combo.
Right. But it really helps if you want to like let people fall a little bit so you can go for the Surfbot dive.
Right, because it has so much hit stun that you can sort of manually time things afterwards.
Yes, exactly. And then finally we do have the Surfbot dive, which is an OTG state.
Right, and then because it's an OTG state, you have a lot of time. It pushes them really far across the screen, so it's super good for filler.
Yeah, it's great for doing as like the first part of your first launch.
Cool. So it sounds like he's got he has at least one of every type of knockdown, but the problem is that they stop working relatively early in terms of combos in a lot of cases. And I know you've mentioned this previously, but not in this VOD yet. His roundhouse special is really finicky in terms of their height.
Yeah, as you saw earlier, I was trying to show you the...
Right. No, it's the same thing. Strider has a sliding knockdown that does the same thing. They have to be really low to the ground or it just doesn't work.
Right, and sometimes you have to throw in like a filler normal, like an LK or something.
Right. So there, I'm just too high. So all sorts of weird stuff is happening. Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of knockdowns?
Let's see. Oh, there's also the Surfbot tackle, which has a crumple on it. Which,
oh, that's dope.
Yeah, people don't know that consumes your OTG right there.
Right. Can you pick up while they're still grounded, solo?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
can you pick up in a way that leaves them grounded?
That leaves them grounded.
Yeah. If you just jab after, are they still grounded?
No. You're airborne at that point.
Okay. When you crumble people in this game, there's some number of frames where they count as being grounded, and you're saying that he recovers too slowly.
Yes.
Okay, dope. So no solo assist infinits.
Yeah,
Cool.
you could do it with the tag, but not with Frank alone.
All right, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, so again, anything else, or do you want to talk about conversions?
Yeah, let's go straight into conversions.
All right, so
I'm running dry on content here, apparently.
no, I mean it's good content. It's the list is set up so that all these things should not be super long. Cool. So if you're just converting against a guy, you get a normal hit on the ground. What's the ideal thing that you go into combo wise?
Just talking about like on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, so at ideal range, like I discussed earlier, you want to go from that to serve bot. And then hopefully at this point you've hit the corner.
Right.
And then you'll go for a knockdown.
So your generic idea, especially when you have levels, is you just want to launch, you want to get serve bot for corner carry, and then you just go into other stuff.
Right.
There's no point in like mucking about on the ground for longer.
Or if you don't hit the corner, just go straight for the knockdown. You want to try to hit the knockdown or do some extension of tag.
Cool. Any other fancy conversion options that you would do if you're hitting a guy on the ground?
Sometimes if I really want to go for the back turn, and I think they won't block it, I will do this.
And then you can cross under. Right, that's dope. Okay, so you catch a guy jumping. What are you doing in terms of converting? Are you just doing tools LP most of the time?
Tools LP most of the time.
Okay. What about when you're not level 4? Do you just go straight into drop?
Whenever you're not level 4, you better pray to God you're close enough.
Okay. So
you want to reset me so I am level 1?
Sure.
Okay. All right, super jump for me. And this is like where tag comes into play.
Okay. So there's you. Could you cancel into the ground bound special there instead?
The ground bound special?
Yeah.
The knee? If you're close enough, yeah.
Well, no. I'm saying, could you just do that?
No.
Okay. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, there's not enough hits done off of the level 1 moves to go for that.
Okay, cool. That's terrible. And it's the same idea versus jump and super jump. You're basically saying that if you're not level 4, you should. I mean, you can experiment with stuff. You can try to be close enough for knee drop, but most of the time you're going to have a difficult time converting stably without tagging. So instead, you just want to do something long and then tag.
And so, like we discussed before, tools LP, messing with hit stun deterioration.
Right.
If you do hit with that, even if you try to normalize yourself and do the wall bounce bad afterwards, it will more than likely drop.
Got it.
So if you're like right here and you have no momentum, you weren't coming towards them, the best thing you can really do is try to go for another tools LP then get your tag in there, or kick them to the ground and let your tag pick up, because Frank will not be able to hit them at that point.
Cool. And then what would your conversion be if you happen to be a suspicious Marvel player and you were playing with that rock?
Oh, that would be easy. That'd be real easy.
You just power stone? Yeah. What do you do after power stone, though?
You can do it here. You can do it after the.
Sorry, I'm after the power stone hits. How do you continue the combo?
Oh, you continue like you would as if you're trying to go for a solo level up. That was a good example.
Cool. And then in terms of enders, got it. And we will. I'll do two things. One, if you send me stuff, I will link as many Frank combo videos as you would like in the description. And two, if you want, at the very end, you can just do a bunch of combos so that people can see if you would like to do that. In terms of enders, though, you want to end combos how exactly?
You generally always want to end in the
that exactly?
roundhouse.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
And then you just wreck it into camera. If they roll forward, they get out of the camera, but you're still super plus, so you can meaty them. And if they roll back, the camera sets up more garbage that they have to block.
Right, and that's really tailored for my team, but I think it would work for a bunch of the high tiers that you could play with him.
Okay. Would there be any team where you would do like zombie instead of camera for the same sort of idea? Oh, you're doing camera then zombie. Even better.
You do the roundhouse into the tripod.
Okay.
You can wait for the feet to touch the ground and go for the OTG hit, so
Right.
that they're forced to roll, and then you cancel into heavy kick zombie.
Right. So just again, on the off chance that anybody doesn't know this, when you're picking up off of an OTG, for whatever reason, you can't neutral tech. So if I do like that, he just can't neutral tech. He has to roll forward or backward. He can roll forward or backward, but he can't neutral tech. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just... I figure if this is supposed to be a resource for new players, I want to explain at least some of these things. Okay, so your general ender is you want to get them really low. You want to preserve the sliding knockdown off of roundhouse, and then you want to do roundhouse and Rekka into some garbage they have to block and wake up.
Yes. If you're not going to kill, go for that. Do not waste your bar on something they will probably take out of. That's something else that really needs to be discussed, is that this uses a wall bounce, but it plays by the same rules as everything else, where if the HSD is too high, they will take out. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So it's probably unsafe on hit at a lot of spacings, or not spacings, hit stuns. In terms of filler, does he have any cool loops that he can do to extend his combos?
Besides just the normal roundhouse to loops.
Sure.
Roundhouse and zombie toss loops.
Yeah, I mean, you can show this if you want to. So again, the way I think about combos is you hit them, you stabilize the combo, you do whatever filler you can, and then you go into the ender. And you're basically just saying that your normal filler is you just use all of your knockdown resources. Because he's so limited by the amount of damage he can do with hit stun.
I'll do that.
Cool.
If you want to go for max damage.
Oh, I wish I could turn on damage numbers. That's like, what, just under 6-ish?
Close to it.
Cool.
The Aurora, if I can get it.
Let me actually turn on damage numbers real fast.
Okay.
Here, and then you can do level 1 again. If you don't want to do it now, we can do it later, or you can link a vid. It's not a big deal. I don't care either way.
I think we should just include that combo, because I don't think I can be able to do it in this connection.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Yep, okay, connection sucks, 100%. In terms of tag combos, so I messed with Frank a little bit because I was messing with your team to win a dumb internet argument. And the thing that I found is that after, in round numbers between 4.9 to 5.2K, all of his moves become terribly unreliable and you really don't want to do them.
Yes.
So that means that if I'm doing a tag combo with Frank, I'm going to start with my partner. I'm going to do a bunch of hits that in a way that doesn't add a lot of damage. I'm going to tag Frank. I'm going to level him up. I'm going to do whatever Frank garbage I want to do. And then if I want to extend the combo past about 5.2 in round numbers, I'm going to do, just the normal stuff that works past 5.2 with my partner. So with somebody like Dante or Jetta, that can be really long. With somebody like Nova, it's probably not super long. With somebody like you mentioned, Bucky probably doesn't have super long extensions. So in that case, you're probably just going to go for Oki instead of that. You agree?
Yes, I agree.
Cool. And you want to just show what a team ender would look like, or what a team combo would look like with your team?
Just like a max damage team combo?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let me get level 4 here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no. You're going for level 4. That makes sense. Yep. Sorry. I was like, that was the worst drop ever. Mr. Dungeon's just standing there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not Space Surge. I screwed up my timing.
Oh. Yes. I'm so sorry.
No,
unfortunately.
Okay.
Nope. Screw it. We can do it again.
Worst part about doing this is that
you have to level them up.
Every time I have to level back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just ironically also the worst part of this character.
Yeah, no, when I was winning dumb internet arguments, I got very frustrated with having to level Frank up every time. It was definitely not a fun part. Nice double volcano. It's a connection. I know it's not you.
Oh,
what the heck? To be fair, I'm really bad at those. Like, I have messed with those, and just yeah. I'm gonna stop distracting you.
Oh man. Okay.
You can just do the ender. You can just start from the crazy dance and just show me the ender if you want. Like.
Just like my general all-purpose ender.
Yeah. We don't need. You don't have to do the entire combo. People can figure out how to do the stuff. Max level Frank is not the best character, Mr. Robo, but he's good. He's definitely playable. Oh, right. And then you can choose space. You can choose not space. You can just teleport to tick corner without spacing. You can do the raisin bran. The raisin bran.
It's the raisin bran just to do that over your head.
No. The raisin bran is just to the actual raisin bran. If you must know, is exactly what you think it is.
Oh. I would know. I've never played him. Oh my god. That is annoying.
Yes. Cool. All right, so that's most of it. Again, if you want to do some combos, you can try to do some combos if you want to acknowledge that our connection isn't the best, because it definitely is not. I mean, it's kind of playable, but it's not the best. Yeah, I'll just link some stuff. If you want to send me some tweets or a combo video, I will put them in the description. Is there any unusual moves, interactions, stuff that you want to talk about? XC wanted to talk about teleport zombies. You mentioned that you can use shopping cart as a teleport with camera.
Yeah. You have to be away from the corner for that to happen.
Where do you want me to be?
So I believe this is what he's talking about.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it doesn't work all the time, but you got to be like almost committing to it as it's happening.
Yeah, I've seen you do some really gross stuff in box with that. Because that didn't teleport. Because I was in the corner, I have to be on the other side, don't I?
Oh, right. He just says an addendum. As great at this as this move is, you cannot confirm after it by yourself without like a very specific tripod setup.
Also, the move is not fully invincible, as you mentioned. It has some frames that do something. It has a lot of priority. It beats a lot of things. But if the other person is doing certain kinds of moves, you just get hit out of it. It's not a literal get out of jail free card. Off the top of your head, do you know what the situations that make it get hit are?
It seems like anything that is already really meaty on top of Frank's hitbox, like Gamora's guns. I've had Arthur's sweep beat it constantly.
Right. Yeah, I remember I was talking with Azura, and he was mentioning that he was doing Captain Marvel combos, and you would counter switch during a hit grab and shopping cart. And I was like, no, that doesn't work. She just hits him because the hit grab is still going on. She literally just hits Frank.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
That's something you got to look out for. Obviously, somebody has the balls to do a command grab on you. That's gonna win.
Oh, really? That's dope. That's really dope. Oh my gosh. Cool.
It does have to have a sizable amount of invul. I'm talking like a level 3 command grab.
All right. So is there anything else in terms of unusual moves and interactions that you want to talk about?
Just this move in general is very strange. It is, like I said before, it's non-reflectable. And it also does not interact with any other projectiles.
So if I'm just...
So like, if I were to do that and you were to do Dante guns...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's... I wonder if it even is a projectile. Can you strange counter super it?
Maybe? I'm not sure.
Okay, well we can figure that out real fast. While I am pulling up strange... is there anything else other than that move being goofy?
We've already covered the shopping cart teleport.
Go ahead. Projectile me. Oh, that was way too early.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do the short one this time.
Sure. It is a projectile. Okay. Cool.
That move is already very plus, so...
Right.
It's not a punish.
Wait, do it? Okay, so I can't. Got it. I mean, it's possible I'm timing it wrong, but I can't do that to it, so. Yeah.
What are you trying to go for exactly?
The non projectile counter? This? I suppose it's counter. Yeah. It hit me. With a just whack me.
I'll just whack you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's strange is mad annoying. That's my thesis.
tell me that.
Because he's got a projectile counter and a non-projectile counter, he covers a lot of options. Yeah, so Mr. Robo in this game, most characters when they're in there don't have legs. Strange is more dangly than other characters, so he looks extra bad with it. But if I'm like right here, it's actually really hard for him to hit me. Yeah, he just doesn't have legs. But again, that's a normal thing. Like if Frank is at that height too, it's just a little bit more egregious than Strange. Basically, when you're on the ground, it's really hard to anti-air in this game. Yeah.
Yeah, just general weirdness. I would like to cover is his crouching LK is awful.
Okay.
It is negative 17 on block.
What the? I mean, well, yeah, you can cancel into things, so it's like it's like saying that somebody's jab or whatever is super minus in anime when they can just do it 9 times.
Right. But if you were to go for like say that and then
not do anything, yeah,
confirm and then just.
So it's literally safer to do that than it is just to do it wrong.
Right.
That's incredible.
It's just that bad. It's that bad.
That's more minus than power surge.
This move is supposed to suction no matter what.
Huh.
Regular push block negates it.
Okay.
Perfect push block just keeps them right next to you.
Got it.
Nothing happens.
Can you pull people out of the corner with that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's rude.
So.
Yeah, it's even easier. You don't have hit buttons in the air. Cool.
Like I said before, that also pulls out as well because it has like 3 frame gaps in between it. But if you're brave enough, you can throw in between it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it if I can figure out how to do the move. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Confirmed. You are a better Marvel player than me.
Maybe I'm just a better masher.
Yes. Dude, Bane called me a masher in the Discord the other day. I was so proud of myself. I've achieved my goal in life. Anyway, more general weirdness. I mean, it seems like he's got the way his tools work. Seems like they're all programmed in such a way to be as inconsistent and janky as possible.
I do believe he is one of the first characters that was touched, and then they barely came back to it.
Right.
They did the last patch. So he functions, but barely.
Right.
He is a hard character to play with. You really just have to get used to what's going to work, what's not going to work, and accept that you only have limited tools for certain situations. You really have to have your heart in this character to play them at such a degree.
That makes sense. So it's you, Puns, Aurora. That's a Japanese player, right?
Yes.
Okay.
El Chorizo Boy. He has a real hard road. I don't know how he does it. He plays
Frank Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Frank.
Well, Spider-Man is secret mid-tier. I
don't even know about secret. He's a real solid character.
Yeah.
I've got my ass beat by enough Spider-Man characters players by this point.
Cool. So just to sort of really quickly sum everything up, Frank's goal is to annoy you to death until you press a dumb button, and then hopefully he is leveled up, and his just completely overbearing, ridiculous set of chainsaws hits you, and then he does a short combo, sets up some garbage, tags, and you have to block some stuff.
Yeah, that about sums it all up.
Cool.
Always have a backup plan. Have a very what's the word I'm looking for here? Independent secondary character.
Mm-hmm.
If shit does hit the fan and you lose Frank.
Right. Don't play somebody like Chun.
Yeah, don't play like somebody like Chun. Even Chun might seem like a good character because she has some ways to level him up, but you're just asking for pain.
Chun Frank actually seems like a ridiculous team because the amount of garbage you get off of them blocking a single chainsaw has got to be way higher than most other characters.
Like, I can here block this chainsaw from me.
Sure.
Just push block.
Arthur Frank would be asking for trouble, Mr. Robo.
Yeah, so like it seems like it'd be great lockdown, but they can still get you off pretty easy, but you are safe at that point.
Right. Well, the point is that Chun can literally do 2 mixes there. Not like. Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Mr.
If you
Robo
were to
both.
play.
Sorry. Perhaps if I was to play.
if you were to play that team, it would be better to like tag into something like that.
Right. That makes sense.
Well, the gap's in between, and he is still advancing the whole time.
Right. Mr. O in chat was asking about Arthur Frank, and I was suggesting that that is a team that you were asking to put in a crap ton of work, but against somebody who doesn't know the matchup, especially against both characters, they're just gonna die.
Oh yeah. They have restand tech for days.
Yeah.
Oh, weird interactions.
Sure.
Oh god, hold on, I got another one. I can't believe I forgot this one. The cart restand tech.
Yeah, does that work on points, or does that only work on assists?
It works on points.
Show it to me.
I have optimized it to work mostly in Happy Birthdays, because that's where I find I can get the most damage.
Right. Because I was talking with an individual who is better than me at the game, who will not be named, and he and I both think that it's not an actual restand. They're just flipping out really low, so the game just puts them on the ground. And when you're a point, it's... I'm just going to hold up and see what happens.
Oh, I fucked it up.
All right.
No, I think it's an actual restand, because if you set the dummy to do an air tech in guard all, they just guard it on the ground.
All right. I mean, I'm going to hold up and see what happens.
All right.
I'm willing to be wrong. Like... It's supposed to reset.
I keep getting crouching LK instead of the zombie.
The worst button. Yeah. There we go.
And, oh, they teched. Yep.
Yeah.
It's really finicky. I'll just say that.
Sure. Let's try it one more time, and then after that, I'll give up. Yeah, I like restands, Mr. Bananas. It's because when you restand a guy, they have to hold garbage, and in every other case of this game, you do not have to hold as much garbage. You have significantly more options if you're not being restood by like an order of magnitude.
Yeah, and seeing as how this is like, it doesn't restand you at the very last hit either.
Uh-huh.
It resets you like the second to last hit.
Huh.
So you have to just wake up and hold the super.
Right. Interesting.
Whew. Jesus, I can't get anything today.
Yeah, no, I mean, hang on. Oh no, I can't do strange combos, period. So that wouldn't be anything. I should learn a strange combo. Oh. Huh. Well, I definitely got off the ground there somehow because I was holding up. But that could have been because I was getting hit. Yeah.
Yeah, you got hit meaty.
Yeah, that looks very rude. Very rude. Cool.
So if somebody's holding up back on that, they will get hit every single time. A lot of weirdness with it, like with Dante's teleport, how he can steal the corner.
Yeah.
You can be cheeky with that. If you have a character with a ton of mix-up like Chun, you now have them available for another high-low, another 50 high-lows.
Right.
And then you go right into another hyper combo and they're just dead.
Cool. Okay. So is there anything else that you want to talk about?
There is
Go ahead.
one more weird interaction that I actually discovered on you, if you remember.
Oh, yes. The box stuff with the teleport. Yeah, I gotta be on the other side.
just strange things.
I'm too tall. Let me stop being strange. Yeah.
Okay. Okay then.
Launch me first. Before you do the bounce. Just put me in the air before. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What? Oh, because you used...
What is going on here?
Is this even the connection, or is this just the game hating you?
I'm not hitting the wall.
I'm not hitting the wall.
Oh, you're not close enough to the wall. That's what it is. Okay.
Yep.
Let me just bumble through this a little bit more, people. All right. Yeah, the game just hates me today.
Yep. Again, launch me a little bit higher. Just start it off a sweep, or yeah. Or whatever. Oh no! You know, that was the problem. We were doing it. The wrong person was boxing.
Oh right. It was my box. Yeah, and then the camera's just broken.
Yeah. You can see that he is not on the screen. And there he is. Cool.
And then if you have... Actually, I only tested it with... Alright, so box up.
Sure.
I only tested it with Dante Teleport. Let's get Strange in here.
Okay.
I want you to do a Strange Teleport after I do that.
Which teleport?
The one in forward or back. Do the one in the back.
That was forward. Let's do back. Let me not restart because you're Frank. God, labbing him has got to be so annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Like, I would unironically just find the cheat engine value for that if I was going to lab this character. Oh, I need the box. Thank you. So you want me to go behind?
Yeah, go behind. Because this breaks Dante's teleport. Okay, so it doesn't break Strange's.
It does not break Strange's.
It breaks Dante's teleport in that the teleport happens in front instead of behind him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's...
So it's whatever. If it's a screen-based teleport, it will break that.
It gets screwy. Yeah. Well, Dante's teleport is just so... The more I use it, the less I like it. If they're like moving backwards at all and teleport with Dante, you end up like weirdly inside their head. Like it's, yeah.
Right. Having to confirm something behind you is not fun either.
Well, I mean, he has the tools for it, but like, it's just still annoying. I'm allowed to be annoyed. All right, I'm gonna box you, and then I'm gonna teleport. You were boxed, and then I am teleported.
But this actually has some.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. This actually has some practical uses in that you're wasting a shit ton of their box time.
Yep.
And maybe if somebody's never seen it before, they are probably very confused.
Oh my gosh, this connection. Oh well, that was just me. That was like a sleep. But the first one. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was just like, if only your team had other ways to waste a shit ton of box time.
Yeah.
As I drop it. Cool. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of unusual interactions that you're pulling out. Can you think of anything else that you'd like to go over? Or?
Maybe one more thing, and then I think that's all I have.
Sure.
Actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and skip all this crap.
Yeah, I apologize. I keep.
No, it's okay. I don't know if there's really any good way for me to visually show this, but the bat on level 3 has a hitbox behind it, similar to Dante's forward light punch in the air.
Oh my gosh, that's super cool. So you can. I mean, I would have to. Let me just dash under you a lot. I'm the best at wave dashing. I'm also the best at wave dashing.
Oh, you trying to?
Yeah, I'm trying to intentionally cross.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's more like behind his back.
So it's directly
I've
behind
definitely had some.
I can teleport. Man, if I was still Strange. Oh no, you know what I can do is I can. How do you take pictures like that?
Quarter circle back.
Yeah.
LP or HP.
You know what? There we go. Okay. So if I do this, I go behind you, right?
Yeah.
So start one. Do it on the ground.
Oh, on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know if the ground one has that property. I've only done it in the air.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna jump and then
No,
try
I'll jump and then do it.
For science sake.
I'll jump and then do it. I'm the jumper. Does not look like it does. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you would have to like jump and then do it on the way down, and I would have to figure out how to time that. So
right. You can be stalling in the air, and then somebody might want to try to go under you, like say Ultron or some other fast character, try to sneak and hit from behind, and then that could potentially wrap them.
Yeah, because you get a conversion, because you get the wall bounds or whatever. Cool.
Right. And it's not the world's easiest conversion. No.
Yeah. All right. So again, there will be links in the doobly-doo with a bunch of combo stuff. I promise. I'm actually going to do that. I did do it for Captain Marvel because I was like, there's a link to my Twitter. What more do you need?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Cool.
that's it. Thank you everybody for listening to me ramble.
Yeah. No. Thank you very much for doing this. So let me actually pick your brain on this. Who would you like me to get on here next?
Uh, I think Azura
Okay.
has a lot of great stuff for Arthur.
Okay. I was definitely thinking about him. I was, yeah. I'm not going to tell you who I was thinking. I'll just try to get him on. You would like to see XC talk about Strange, though, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can make that happen. I think XC doesn't dislike me, but I don't know if he likes me either. I think I'm exactly neutral. So we'll see.
That's a damn good character, and I think he's one of the people who plays it the best.
Yeah, and I would like to see. So like,
That or what's his name? One Wolf. He
yeah.
plays Strange, right?
Tomorrow would be interesting. I think that there are a lot of people who are very good at this game that don't necessarily have the technical understanding that I would want for a person to talk about a character for an hour and a half. And I have no idea if Tums, I have no idea where on that spectrum Tums is, you know?
Right.
I've seen him play. I don't know if he does smart things because he's played the game for 1,500 hours and he just sort of does them and he doesn't understand why they work, or if he does smart things because he's labbed the game for 1,500 hours. I don't know. So I would like
I'm sure other people can come to bat on that. I believe he is very good, or at least decent, in the other games he plays as well. I believe he was a Marvel 3 player before.
Oh
this.
yeah. No, for sure. I'm not trying to say he's a bad player. He would 20-0 me. He's very good. I think that the point that I'm making is that with like anime games, with every anime game I've ever played, there's the people who can win things, and then right below them, there's people who are tech monsters. I want to get tech monsters on. If that makes sense, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. So again, thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to cut this in about 2 seconds, and then I'm just going to talk to Bananas. And I will see you the next time you decide that you want to beat me up on a coast-to-coast connection.
Oh, sure. That could be today if you want.
No, I'm okay. I need to get some work done. I need something. But
I'm gonna go put the bat signal in the Discord then.
Cool. Yeah. So thank you very much for the fifth time, and to everybody else, thank you for watching. We will have more of these coming out. Goodbye.